Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's your girl Shea Daladan. You could call me Shea, you could call me Daladan, as long as respect is on the table, because mutual respect goes a long way. All right, so we're gonna get into some messages tonight. Normally I do my messages in the morning, in the daytime, but tonight Spirit guided me that these messages are gonna really hit home for people tonight. Now, we're gonna get some frequency numbers out of the way first. So you could be seeing the numbers 222, 444, 777, 123, 347, 333, and maybe 247. So these numbers might have a certain vibrations for you. You might be seeing them a lot. They might co-sign to your birthdays, your anniversaries. You take those numbers and whatever they mean for you, those are those messages that your spirit guides are communicating with you. So if you don't have meaning behind these numbers, create a frequency numbers with your angels, with your guides, so that they understand. Like when you understand and you see these numbers, the divine is walking with you and you know what's up. All right, so the first message we're gonna get into, okay, somebody here could be working at a school, or you are called to teach, okay, or work with young children. Someone here has a dog, or you want to work with more dogs. Dogs are very relevant for some reason. You can work with animals, or you attract a lot of animals, and that's actually a really good thing. Like, animals tend to run up on people that have a good energy. So you must have a good energy about you. And if you feel like you're called to teach, honor your calling, because that's where you're going to be happy. If you are recently confused about your career, or you're not sure where you should be going at this time of your life, sit and meditate, and hopefully the answer will come to you sooner than later. Everything is about alignment. If you feel like your life right now is not going the way it's supposed to be going, it's probably because you're not in alignment. And sometimes you are called to be still, so that way things can crank it up a notch, right? Sometimes we're called to rest. Me personally, I'm also a teacher, a spiritual teacher, as well as I work with young children in the daycares. And about 6 months ago, I was called to rest. Like, I was not able to get to work. I wasn't able to find my way to work. And it's because the Most High was calling me to rest, because there was going to be a huge pivotal point in my life where now I'm online making videos for people, because Spirit is showing me I need to be out here and be a great speaker and let people know what's good. All right. Some of you also, in the middle of the night, some of you guys are forgetting to lock your doors. You need to lock your doors, okay? And if you don't have any locks on your doors, some of you also need to get new locks on your doors, okay? Check every door. Secure your perimeter, okay? This was something that really stood out to me, especially if you live in a building and you think no one's going to come into your apartment. Even if you just leave for a quick second, lock your door. Lock it, okay? That message could be for me too as well. Right? Maybe I need to change my locks on my door, or add a lock on my door. So who knows? Some people here, you are actually being watched. Okay. Oh, there you go. Lock your doors. The next message is right here. Some of you guys are being watched. Okay. So when I say you're being watched, I saw someone watching someone through a door, like a glass door. And this person, you might have a child, you might have a baby girl, okay? It doesn't have to be, but you might have a baby girl, or you might actually love to wear pink, or you look really, really good in pink, okay? Somebody's watching. It's either you watching them or they're watching you, okay? Or maybe you're trying to see if they're watching you, okay? What I also picked up is some people here that are being watched. You are being watched on platforms where the person is either having a ghost account, or they're going incognito, where they don't want you to see that they're watching you, but they are. And if you feel like you're being watched, you probably, because you are. Okay, so just be mindful of that, be careful of that, because Sometimes something that's innocent can turn into an obsession, all right? And you don't want to be caught up in someone else's obsession. I know I don't. So someone here also loves fried rice. Also keep in mind, like, you don't always have to have fried food. Sometimes you could also have plain rice and mix it up with fried rice. Just be careful how you are having meal preps. I see that someone really loves having rice for lunch or rice dishes for lunch. Eat your meals in portions. Too much of one thing is not good for you, okay? It will mess up your vibration. So maybe you might need to switch up the rice and put in a sandwich, like, you know, maybe cut out the starch. Those are just suggestions. I'm not saying that this was any answers. I'm just saying, like, someone here really loves rice. Okay, yeah, my nose is so itchy. Like, spirit's like, yeah, you hit the nose. Okay. Also, somebody here are going to have a change in their direction. You are walking in a certain path, okay, in your life, and you're going to be pivoted. You're going to be pushed in another direction. So some people here need to just prepare for change, okay? Change doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing, because what I saw too was, I saw that somebody walks a certain path, and then on a particular day, this day was raining. So it could be raining where you are too when you see this video. The path was changed, okay? So when the path was changed, it got you to your goal or what you needed for you and your children, like that. So change is not always a bad thing. Sometimes too, it could be very heavy to go through change, especially if you built yourself to be very comfortable, or you've built yourself to be successful because you're like, this is how I'm going to do something, and this is where I'm going to get where I'm going to get. But sometimes the divine wants to make your life a little bit easier, so you have to prepare for change, okay? And be accepting of the change. The change is not going to come unless you're in that frequency, if you're not in that alignment. But hopefully by the time that change is coming, you will be prepared for the change. Otherwise, it's going to feel like hell. It's going to feel very, very traumatic, okay? So just prepare and always be comfortable with change, because nothing is set in stone, and that includes marriages, okay? Someone here has been crying about their marriage, okay? I don't care how long you've been married. You could have been married for a long time. You could have been married for a short period of time, common law, okay? It's still a type of union. And you have been experiencing infidelity, and it's not in your head, okay? I actually had this vision for somebody about 5 years ago, give or take. And it was even hard for me to say that I saw this for somebody, because I wanted the best for this person. And that might be how you're feeling. You may be wanting the best out of your relationship, or you want to show to whoever, maybe it's your family, maybe it's your friends, that you could work out your relationships and nothing is perfect. And even that is, sometimes we do grow apart. And it's not to say that we didn't appreciate or love our unions when we were in it. It's just that it's time for us to grow, and we have to accept new experiences in order for us to keep growing spiritually on who we are. It has nothing to do with the other person sometimes, but sometimes when we are stuck in a union and we're not learning to let go, it's really hard for us, and then we will lose ourselves, okay? So to the person that's having trouble with their union and their relationship, the answer that I saw that's going to help you in your healing phase, spend time with your friends. I saw someone had 2 really great best friends, like girlfriends, like it's a trio, like a clique. Listen, Not everybody also needs to know what you're going through, and sometimes you don't want to tell anybody that you're going through it, but these two friends that you can confide in and that you could trust, that have your best interests, they are going to get you to your next healing phase. A movie that you may want to watch, because I actually just got this download live, Waiting to Exhale. Waiting to Exhale. Remember, you had all those 4 women, and one of them was going through a whole divorce, and she had to talk to her girls. There was some of her friends were giving her type of advice based on their lifestyle, and then there was another girl that was giving advice based on their lifestyle. But all of these women had different type of relationships that they were going through, and they all found a way to heal and got themselves to breathe better. Okay, so take a look at that movie, Waiting to Exhale, and I wish you all the best, especially for those that are about to go into like this pivotal change in their lives. Be prepared, okay? Remember, you are not walking alone. You are absolutely not walking alone, and the divine will help you, especially if you've been crying. Your tears have been into the universe. Don't feel like you have to carry this weight by yourself. It's not for you to carry alone, okay? Those are my messages for tonight. I wish you guys all the best. Love, peace, abundance, and take care of yourself, okay? So keep in mind, some of you guys will be going through a career change, relationship change, health changes, and your vibration. Wear the colors that suit your vibration, like pink, okay? When you wear pink, for example, you are actually invoking self-love, and that's another message that I got a few days ago, where someone here needs to wear more pink, and someone here needs to love on yourself. So even if you're a man watching this and you don't feel comfortable wearing pink because that's just not the color that you prefer to wear, I respect that. But the message too that I got is you have to love yourself. Love on yourself, okay? When you start to love on yourself appropriately and correctly, you will begin to attract all of your heart's desires. That's including in your career, okay? When you start to say, these are the things that I want and these are the things that I like, that change is so important to bring in your manifestations, okay? So for example, I had to let go of a relationship that was burning me. Like it was not that it was burning me, but like maybe that was a poor choice of example to say it like that, but it was upsetting my ancestors because they were visiting me like crazy. And then to the point where I could even see that my ancestors were visiting this person. So some people feel like I haunt them, but really it's my ancestors telling them, stop playing with my child, okay? So yeah, you have to accept that some things you grow away from, you grow apart from, and that's okay. And now, like, because I did all the healing that I need to do, my life has started skyrocketing in the best way possible, not just for myself, but for my children. My children get to benefit the happy version of me instead of just, oh, mom's in her room again by herself. No, my kids can now see like, oh, ma, can we do this? And I'm like, yeah, we can. Like, I get to be young again. I get to be loving myself again, okay? So that's what it is, guys. I wish you all the best. Once again, it is your girl, Shea Dawn. Please leave some yellow flowers in the chat. Okay, these yellow flowers symbolize friendships and unity and peace. If you don't want to leave yellow flowers, leave some pink hearts, some stars, and tell yourself, I'm prepared for change. I'm prepared for change and I accept it. All right. Don't forget to like, share, and please subscribe so I can give you guys more of these messages so we could all heal together. Take care. Have a great night.